श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरऊ पज श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरऊ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन बिराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंजित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा बिराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा बिकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सकावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी। बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु, जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरौ पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीसति लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा, अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा। महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा। हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन, तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन। विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर, राम काज करिबे को आतुर। प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया, राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज संवारे। लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई। सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहीसा। जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा। तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु, लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू। प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि, जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही। दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना, तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे, तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे। भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा, जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा। संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा, है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता, असवर दीन जानकी माता। राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, कीजय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरना, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारि बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फल चारि बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंजित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराज जय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगबंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जल दिलांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय।
स्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. I welcome all of you to the Vivechan session of this week of the 7th chapter, Jnyan Vijnyan Yog. In this but beautiful chapter, by the divine, beautiful yet enforced reflections, Sri Krishna bridges the amazing knowing and the doing gap and kindles a new way of perspective and thinking. Only true devotion can help convert the theoretical knowledge into practice. Now, with the divine grace of Sri Krishna and Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj, I would like to call upon Manju Bansal ji for the initial prayer. She's from Patiala, Punjab, retired manager from State Bank of India, postgraduate in English. She joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2020. She's serving as technical assistant, sadhak. She's also a sadhak and also serving as a core trainer. Welcome, Manju Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। श्रीकृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। सभी को जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Manju Didi, for this beautiful melodious prayer. Now, we all know that lighting diya is like beautiful offering in the feet of Sri Krishna, and it is a symbol of power, enlightenment, and knowledge. For lighting the diya today, I would like to call Kanhaiya Sharma ji, who joined Geeta Parivar in January 2025. He has cleared Jigyasu and Pathak exam, and now he's preparing for the Pathik exam. He's self-employed. He stays in the company of Sevis and devotees. So he stays in a very beautiful Sangati. He's serving as technical assistant in L2, as group coordinator in L1, and also is giving actively seva in the Geeta Prachar department. Welcome, Kanhaiya ji, for the diya lighting too.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः।
Thank you, Kanhaiya ji, for this beautiful diya lighting. Now, before we proceed to the main Vivechan session, I have few announcements for all of you. The first one is that on the 1st of June, that is Sunday, the Geeta Matri Milan of Visakhapatnam is going to commence. So you can attend it also if you can attend it, and else you can watch it on YouTube. It will be a telecast on the YouTube on the Geeta Parivar channel. So that is a beautiful event, and I would like everyone to share the link also, which you will get in the group, and you can share it with all your near and dear ones who are interested in watching this Geeta Matri Milan, and you yourself should take out time for this beautiful event. Secondly, the L1 classes, they are commencing from 30th of May. So you can share the link to the new participants or the new members, your friends and family members who are interested in joining the joingeeta.com link, and also spread the news amongst all your near and dear ones. Now is the moment we have been waiting for has arrived. I would like to introduce the main speaker of the day, who is none other than senior trainer Shraddha Raodeo ji. She is a disciple of Param Pujya Swamiji Govindev Giriji Maharaj. She is deeply committed to the mission of Geeta Pariwar. She is blessed by Pujya Swamiji with the title of the President of Geeta Pariwar, Hyderabad, and actively serving in role as the resident of Bhagyanagar, Hyderabad. Associated with Geeta Pariwar's online Geeta classes since its second batch, that is August 2020. That she is the first ever trainer in the jail classes at Learngeeta, where inmates under her guidance memorized 12 chapters and also cleared the Pathik exam. That's a wonderful thing. She has laid the foundation of the monitoring team at the Learngeeta and led it for over 2.5 years. She's serving as Vivechak for online Geeta classes, conducting weekly interpretation sessions, as you can know. And she offers seva also in various departments like training, examination, academic literature, and other teams of the Learngeeta program. She's teaching Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā and working for the Bal Sanskar also, and imparting Hindu scriptural knowledge and patriotic values to children for over a decade. So that's a simply amazing thing. She holds PE in electronics as far as the education is concerned, and she's also postgraduate diploma in IT systems and management. In the past, she has worked as mobile application developer and team leader for over 13 years in the corporate sector. The words will fall short as far as I praise Shraddha Didi. You're most welcome today for the Vivechan session. Jai Shri Krishna. Didi, your voice is...
Jai Shri Krishna, Radhika ji. I'll try to be a little louder. Is this better?
Yes.
I am connected from the device. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. A very warm welcome to the session. Thank you, Radhika ji, and everybody. That was a beautiful start of the session. Let us all pray together to Swamiji and Shri Krishna so that we can, dive deep into this Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Hari Om. Om. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Haraye Paramane, Pranatah Kleshanashaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Prayarena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshini Ambatva Panusandadhami Bhagavad-gīte Bhavatveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. Hari Om. Yeah. Am I audible? Okay. I'll try to be as loud as possible. So, to the session again, all of you. A very warm welcome to the session, all of you. Today we are at the onset of a very beautiful, very deep chapter. That is the Jnana Vijnana Yoga. This chapter in itself is very important. This chapter in itself has a very deep insight into what is knowledge, what is Gyan, what is Vijnan. This is a very deep chapter, and today we will start from the importance as to why this chapter is so important. What made Shri Krishna tell us about this particular entire concept that we will be trying to look into today. So we all should understand when we are trying to when we are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, one thing we should all be very clear about is that it is not a thing where it is not something that was given as a discourse. It was a conversation. Arjun and Shri Krishna, continuous conversation. So it was not that Arjun said, okay, wait, let me start with the Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Here I complete the Atma Sanyam Yoga. That was not how this conversation had started. That Arjun had, and as the conversation proceeded, Shri Krishna has given the best possible solutions on all the confusion. Now, at the end of the 6th chapter, before before this, we have seen the end of the 6th chapter, which is the Atma Sanyam Yoga. There are different types of yoga that Shri Krishna has covered in this particular scripture. Bhagavad Gita has many different yoga are done, but what is the final verdict that Shri Krishna has given at the end of the 6th chapter? It is tapasviti jnana. That is also the statement that we see under our Learngeeta banners, isn't it? What Shri Krishna has told you, try to be a yogi. You I'm sorry if they are location, and I'm sure I mean, if you can try to adjust a little bit with the best possible network at the moment. Okay, I'll try to be as loud as selling. So Shri Krishna has said a very important thing, that the smart yogi bhavarjuna, tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. But Shri Krishna doesn't stop here. He just doesn't say be a yogi. He goes beyond that. And what does he say? He doesn't say just be a yogi, be of the highest order. And what is the highest order? Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmana. Yoginam api sarvesham. Amongst the yogis also, you have to be the best possible yogi. Best possible yogi, that is the yogi who is sarvesh antaratmana. Okay, I still see a lot of people complaining about the audio. Is anybody around? Janvi Reddy, are you there? I should not be
Yes,
becoming.
Yes, it's just your voice is lagging a bit. Everything is being heard properly, but it's lagging. That's why the breaking is there.
Okay, lagging probably because my lap connected to the Wi-Fi that I can keep it little close to me or audio. But as long as the word, I think it should be okay. Again, this is the max I can with a little more concentration. Okay,
It's not audible.
okay. But I don't
Now,
have a better
it's audible, Didi. Now you're audible.
Now I'm audible. Okay, this is the best possible network. No, my rejoining is not really going to help because this is the only network I have at the moment. So let us try to, concentrate. Let us just focus on the things that will, that will keep us on the track. With little concentration, I think everybody will be able to understand. Thoda late aayega, some sounds, some words might come little late, but I'm sure we'll sail through this with Krishna Kripa, with Swamiji's Kripa. Let us continue. So what Shri Krishna has told in the end of the 6th chapter, Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantaratmana. Amongst all the yogis also, what I want you to be, I want you to be the best yogi. And who is the best yogi? In that Shri Krishna gives two important things. Madgate nantaratmana. His mind is completely absorbed in me. And in the next charan of this last shlok of 6th chapter, what he says, Shraddhavan bhajate yoman. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yuktatamo matah. Yukta means yuktatamo. Yukta, yuktatara, yuktatama. Yukta means a yogi. Who is always in, who is the best possible yogi. Amongst them also yukta tama. When we say uttam, that means what? The best. So yukta, yukta tara, yukta tama. When Shri Krishna is saying you have to be the yogi of highest order. And here he adds an element of what? Bhakti. Bhakti, that is bhakti, that is the love for God, devotion towards God. And here Shri Krishna has sown the seed of bhakti or devotion. And this chapter is going to walk us through what? Through the most superior knowledge, which is what? Jnana, that is knowledge. Vijnana, that is what? The more practical knowledge. And samagra jnana. So we will see now, see where we are heading. Every time after the end of the chapter, what do we say? Om Tatsaditi Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam. Why is this Bhagavad Gita a part of Brahma Vidya? Because it gives us the knowledge of the Brahma Tattva. It gives us the knowledge of highest order. And because it is giving us this knowledge of highest order, it is also referred to as Brahma Vidya. This chapter takes us closer to that Brahma Vidya. And that is why this is Jnana Vidyana Yoga. And when Shri Krishna has told that how can a person become a yogi of the best order if he is madgate nantaratmana, means his consciousness is completely absorbed in me. And Shraddhavan bhajate, with full devotion, he is devoutly worshipping me. He is never separate from me. Mentally, he is never different from me. His mind is always absorbed in me. And such a yogi is the best possible yogi. And on that note, with that background, Shri Krishna has started this next shlok, which Shri Bhagwan Vedavyas Ji has made as the first shlok of the 7th chapter. And what is that? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Saktamana Partha Yogai Yunjanmadashrayah Asanshayam samagram mai yatha jnasyasi tachrunu. What is this Maya Saptamanaf Partha? Now here one very important word that is used is what? Asakti. Now what is this bhakti? When Shri Krishna says Madgatena Antaratmana, Shraddhavan means somebody who is devotedly worshipping me. When Shri Krishna is mentioning all these things, we have to see once that when this element of bhakti is getting added, what is the meaning of bhakti? Bhakti means what? It is complete asakti, full dedication, complete absorption in what? In Shri Krishna. And see the word that Shri Krishna has introduced in this shlok is Mai Asakta Manav. Where is our mind asakta? Asakta means what? Deeply tempted in. It is completely fixed in. Our mind is also asakta. Where? In the money, sometimes in our pride, in our children, in our family. So man kaha asakta hai? It is fixed in these worldly things. But what Shri Krishna is saying here, Mai asakta manav. Where should the mind be? In me, on me, Mai, upon me. The one whose mind is fixed upon me, Maya asakta manav partha, yogai yunjan madashriya. Here Shri Krishna is talking about joining two things. Yogi, he has to be. Now see, Shri Krishna is very conscious about what he's saying. What he has said, become a yogi. And after saying become a yogi, what he says, you have to be devoted to me also. Then people will say, okay, if that is the highest order yogi is doing, that I have to be devoted to Shri Krishna, I will just do his bhakti, then why need to do yoga? Shri Krishna says, no, Yogai Yunjin, join the two. How? With your mind, which is completely fixed upon me. How your mind should be? Mai asakta manav. That with that kind of mind, what you have to do, you have to connect with what? Yoga. Yogai Yunjin and be what? Madashraya. Take a complete refuge into me. Be completely dependent on me. How can one be completely dependent on God? Like how a small baby is dependent on whom? On the mother. How is he dependent on the mother? Basic activities, whether it is the toilet activities, food, sleep, for everything. A baby is what? Completely dependent. All those activities are not none of his business. He is always, my mother is there to take care of me. Ashrit, he is a complete ashrit, under complete refuge of the mother. Like that, your mind, though you are doing your duties, how should your mind be? Completely absorbed in God and under the refuge of Sri Bhagavan, Madashraya. So Sri Krishna has very carefully said that you have to continue to be a yogi. But what you have to do? You have to be completely absorbed in me. And when a person has these two qualifications fulfilled, Maya Saktamana and Madashraya, a completely fully ashrit on God, on Sri Krishna, then what will happen? You will understand me. How? Asamshayam samagram mam. Now, in the beginning of this adhyaya, I told you that this adhyaya is going to take us closer to knowing what is knowledge. Asamshayam samagram mam. Before starting the chapter itself, Shri Krishna has told what I'm going to tell you in this chapter. And what I'm going to tell you, you will understand me in totality. Now, for instance, we know, how the teachers will say, oh, your child is excellent, he's performing so well, beautiful grades he's getting. In the mind, the mother will think, ghar aao, pata chalega. You come to my home, you will see how naughty this child is. In the school, he's behaving nicely. But I know him in totality. The mother knows the child in totality. Means everything, what bad he can do, what good he can do, what are his shortcomings, everything the person closest to that person will be knowing. So asamshayam, undoubtedly you will be knowing. You will not have any doubts about my existence, about what I am, what kind of tattva I am. You will know, understand me in totality. Samagram mind. Yathajnyasyasi tachrunu. I'm going to tell you. Now this just a little more detail into what is this asamshayam samagram. Doubtlessly. There will be no doubt about. Suppose somebody is in United States of America and says that, do you know what are Himalayas? They will, yes, Himalayas are the highest mountain range in this world. They will give whatever that Google will tell them. Now, if you come to India and ask somebody, where are the Himalayas? Do you know what is Himalayas? Because we are closer to the Himalayas. Our cultural heritage is from Himalayas. We'll be able to tell more. Our Rishi Munis have done a lot of meditation there. Our scriptures have originated there. Our Ganga ji originates from there. We'll give more detail. Go to somewhere in Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, go to the places closer to Himalayas. Those people will give more detail. And then you ask some yogi, what is Himalayas? They will tell you a deep insight into the Himalayas. Asamshayam samagram mai. The more you go closer to the Himalayas, the more we are closer to the knowledge of, more we are closer to Himalayas, that person will be able to tell more detail about the Himalayas. This is the position with Sri Bhagavan also. The more closer to him, the more closer you are to him, we will be able to know him more thoroughly. And this is taking us one step closer to the definition of what knowledge. As per our Vedas, as per our scriptures, understand what is Jnana. Jnana is almost equivalent to Paramatma. That is the ultimate knowledge, that is the knowledge. The knowledge about Paramatma, that is the real Jnana. So Sri Krishna says that this chapter, this what I'm going to tell you now is going to help you understand him completely. And After understanding him completely or knowing that what is it that you are going to get, Shri Krishna explains in the next slok, Jnanante ham savijnanam idam vakshyamya shirshataha yajñatva neha bhuyonyaj jnatavyam avashishyate Jnanante ham savijnanam Vakshamya, idam vakshamya sheshatah means what Shri Krishna tells, I will give you complete knowledge. Here he has used one word very carefully. See, asheshatah means nothing will be. Shesh means what? Leftover, remaining. Asheshatah, I will tell you everything. Nothing will be left. I am going to tell you everything completely. And how I am going to combine this knowledge? Jnana with Vijnana, Savijnanam. So what is this difference between Jnana and Vijnana? Jnana is Atma Jnana, knowing ourselves. And Vijnana is the realization of that self. That is Vijnana. So I told you now, just knowing Jnana, you say what, Didi, you are confusing. Just some time back you said what? That Jnana is knowing the Paramatma. And now you are saying Jnana is knowing yourself. Atma ka Jnana, Atma Jnana. What is it? Say one thing. We have to understand one small thing. This is not knowing your body. Atma Jnana is knowing your Chaitanya Tattva, the Jivatma. Understand that the Jivatma that we have within us is a part of that Paramatma Tattva. Now suppose I am cooking in the kitchen. I am suppose making a pot full of rice. I want to find out that is the rice completely cooked. What will I do? Will I go and check every grain of the rice? Will I try to inspect the entire pot, every grain? Not required. What we will do? We will take a spoon of rice and check the grains in that one spoon. If that is cooked, means the entire rice is cooked. Knowing a part of the fraction thoroughly, we can very nicely judge how is the remaining rice. If I want to see if is the water, now it is summer season, isn't it? We all drink the water from the matka, from that clay pot. What we will do? If I want to drink and check if the water is cool enough, what we will do? We'll just take a glass of water and check. We don't need to drink the whole pot full of water to check if it is cool enough or not. Similarly, to understand the Paramatma Tattva, it is enough if we can check ourselves, if we know the Atma Tattva, the Jivatma within us. And that is where our Atma Gyan is taking us. So, understanding the knowledge of self, by understanding Atma Gyan, we can have the complete knowledge of Paramatma. And that is why Shri Krishna is saying here, I am going to tell you Jnana Teham Savijnanam. I'm also going to tell you about the Vigyan. What is Vigyan? I told you it is a practical thing. So, Atma Gyan is the knowledge of self and realizing that this body is not me. That is Vigyana, the practical implementation of this knowledge. Just knowing theoretically is not going to be enough. We have to know practically that this body is not me. We have to know practically. And for that, Shri Krishna says that knowledge is Vigyana. Experiencing. Suppose somebody tells that, this is, what is a rasgulla? I'm asking some foreigner. He say white, soft ball, sweet and taste. That is rasgulla. That is normal knowledge. But if somebody says, hey, this is the rasgulla, eat it, and the person eats the rasgulla and tastes it, then he has a complete asamshayam samagram mind, asamshayam samagra knowledge of rasgulla that foreigner will get. So, getting a taste of Atma Gyan is what is Vijnana. So, I am going to give you Jnana and Vijnana. I will tell you in totality. Asheshatah, I am going to tell you, Shri Krishna says, and by knowing this, yaj jnatva neha bhuyo nyaj jnatavyam avashishyate. Once you understand this, there is nothing else left to know. The very purpose of a human birth, the very purpose of a Jivatma is to understand its true identity and connect with the Paramatma Tattva. That is the ultimate motive. So Shri Krishna says, once you understand this, there is nothing left to know. Now, this is so important knowledge. At any point of time, you will feel, wow, so important, so valuable. So everybody must be wanting to know that, everybody must be lining up to know that. But Shri Krishna says, no, that's not the case. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye yatataamapi siddhanam kaschin mao veti tatvatah. Just imagine, if we go to a market, where do we see more crowd? If we go to a market, a vegetable market, aloo, tomato, that market, or the jeweler shop, where is the crowd more? The more the valuable thing is, we see lesser crowd in that direction for some reason. Whatever comes cheaper, whatever is cheaper, whatever is of daily use, that people will give more precedence. There is more crowd in that market. But in the jeweler shop, you will see lesser number of people than in the vegetable market, isn't it? And even amongst those who visit the jeweler shop, very few have the actual capacity to buy what they like. So even in the jeweler shop, if 1,000 people are visiting, out of those 1,000, very few are able to buy the real jewels, the most valuable jewels. Shri Krishna has told exactly same thing, that amongst sahasreshu, amongst thousands of human beings, kaschid yatati siddhaye, there are very few who want to come closer to this knowledge. And apart from those, yatatamapi, those who are trying to come close to this siddha jnana, out of them also, kaschinma veti tatvatah, the ones who really come very close to me, very get to know me, tatvatah, is actually very, very less. Now, what Sri Krishna has said here is another very important word. Kaschanma veti tatvatah. The entire purpose of this chapter is what? It is that they get to understand me. Tatvatah. We should be able to understand Sri Krishna from the elementally root. What is tattvata? What is tattvata? Getting to know the fundamentals of this paramatma tattva. So among those thousands of people who are coming, who are on this earth, very few are doing this actual effort to know him. Kaschit yatati siddhaye. And among whom siddha purush also, there are very few people who are able to understand me. Tattvataha. This word is extremely important. Knowing me, asamshayam samagram, means those who come to know me without any doubt. Tattvataha. They will know me like this. Now here, when we talk about tattvata, you will say, Titi, what is this, tattvata, elementally, how to know? Now, just what is the importance of knowing the Shri Krishna fundamentally? What is the importance of knowing the value of Shri Krishna? You say we worship Shri Krishna every day. We worship the idol every day. We worship Shri Ram or whoever is your deity every day. Usme wo Paramatma Tattva hai. There is a Paramatma Tattva in the deity that I am worshipping. What is so special about it? What is that special identity that you want us to know? Let us understand this with a small example. Suppose you come to visit me and I give you a small murti of Krishna and say, okay, this is a gift to you from me. You will say, oh, thank you, Didi. Nice to get a gift from you. Taken that murti and we decide to go. Now you will say, I have already so many Krishna murtis at home. This murti, I don't have enough luggage. I'm just, I'm giving it to somebody else. Yeah, you keep it in your luggage. And at the same time, I give a call to you and say, hey, listen, the murti that I gave you, it is made of real gold. Okay. Immediately what you will say, real gold. Oh, let me keep it with me. Oh, luggage, I will somehow manage. I will keep that murti house safely. I will not hand it over to somebody else. Ki tum leke aa jao, you bring it to home. What you will do? Oh, it is made of gold. Let me keep it safely with me. I will carry it personally with me. I will not put it in any other luggage. I will not put it in my check-in luggage or other. I will keep it in my purse safely. Isn't it? When you know the value of that murti, when you know the cost of that murti, it becomes precious all of a sudden. Shri Krishna says that value you will understand here. That is knowing the tattvataha. You understand the real value of the murti that you see in your puja room. Every morning when I'm doing the puja of Bhagwan, I'm just mechanically doing Krishnaya Namah, Govindaya Namo Namah, putting the water, giving in the bar, decorating. That is fine. But the moment I realize that this is the Krishna, this Paramatma Tattva, which is around in the entire universe, which is holding this entire universe within itself, has taken this small form and is sitting in front of me, has taken this little form and sitting in front of me in this murti. When you look at it from that perspective, then what happens? Asamshayam samagram yathajñāsyasi tachrunu. That value of that murti, that subtle importance of that murti, what is the real value that Shri Krishna is trying to tell. Now, trying to understand the real value of this murti, what Shri Krishna says before that. Now he has used one word samagram. Samagram means in totality. So when we say totality, we not only tell about how we are placed in this universe, that also Shri Krishna is going to tell. First he tells what is the world around you. So knowing everything in totality is the whole crux of this chapter. So when it talks about the whole totality, Shri Krishna first tells what is the world around you and how I place myself in this world. Shri Krishna explains in the next few shlokas. So what is this around? What is the world made up of? Shri Krishna explains in the 4th and 5th shlok. Bhumirapo nalo vayukham mano buddhirevacha अहङ्कारैति यम्मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा अपरेयमितस्त्वन्यां प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे परां जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदन्धार्यते जगत्. Hey Shri Krishna, here Shri Krishna says this. First he gives the worldly knowledge. First understand the physical aspect of this knowledge, and then we will dive deeper into the apara prakriti. So what Shri Krishna says, first he talks about the eightfold prakriti, ashtadha, prakriti rashtadha. Prakriti rashtadha means the eightfold nature of this prakriti. And what is that eightfold nature? It consists of bhumi, means the earth element, apaha means the water element, analaha, that is fire element, kham, that is space around us. We say sky, but what is sky basically? It is the space, mana. So these are the 5 elements that are visible, and the subtler elements. What is it? Mana, buddhi, ahankar. All these are subtler. Mana is our mind, buddhi is our intellect, and ahankar. Ahankar is the essence of understanding or I-ness. I identify with something, that is the I-ness. So that ego, but it's not ego as in the pride ego, it is the ego as in I-ness. So that is ahankar. So how is the order? The order is from gross to the micro, from those things which are clearly visible to micro things. So this is the Prakriti, and what Shri Krishna says, Iyam me bhinna ashtadha prakriti, means these constitute the divisions of what? My eightfold Prakriti. Now this Prakriti is the lower order Prakriti, is the physical Prakriti, is the visible Prakriti. It is what? Apara Prakriti. So Shri Krishna has said in the 5th shlok, whatever I have mentioned in the 4th shlok is what? Apareya apara iya. Apareyamitastvanyam. Apara iyam itaha tu anyam. So these are all apara Prakriti, but different from this is what? The para Prakriti. And what is the para Prakriti? Prakriti viddhi me param. Now you understand what is my para Prakriti. It is of the higher order. And what is the para Prakriti? It is basically the sentient, the energy which is driving this apara Prakriti. It is the very life element. This is the para Prakriti, the factor which dynamizes this inert matter, which is mobilizing the Prakriti. The Ashtadha Prakriti that we say is also referred to as Jada Prakriti. Understand the Sanskrit word Jada. Jada means something which is not movable, which does not have this life of its own. It does not have an understanding of its own. It only exists. It can be operated only when the Para Shakti, we say Paramatma Shakti, the energy, when it enters into this Apara Prakriti, together they form the world that we see around us. So the one that is mobilizing the Jada Prakriti or Apara Prakriti is what? Is the Para Prakriti. So in short, in our English terminology, we can say that Apara Prakriti is the matter and the energy that drives the matter, that brings the entire matter to life, is the Para Prakriti. And what Sri Krishna says, the mixture of these two is what you are seeing around yourself. So, etadyonini bhutani sarvani tyupadharaya aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhavah pralayas tatha. All the different creations that you see in the world. What is this etadyonini? The different yonis, the different species that are created around the world are coming out of the union of what? The para prakriti and the apara prakriti. So this, and depending on how the structure of that species is, what happens? The energy is manifesting in itself. For instance, now I'm sitting in a room, it has a lamp, it has a laptop, it has a fan. The electricity is flowing through all of them. In the fan, it is getting converted into mechanical energy, providing air. In the lamp, it is providing me what? Light. In the laptop, it is providing me with the electric connection. It is helping me connect with all of you. So the same electricity is flowing into different equipments, and or depending on the nature of the equipment, it is doing what? It is doing its job. Similarly, the para prakriti, the light, the source of light, it is entering all the different, the etad yonini, different yonis, different matter, and doing its job depending on what? Depending on the structure of that particular yoni. But ultimately, understand what Shri Krishna is saying, aham kritsnasya jagatav, aham kritsnasya jagatav prabhavav pralayas tatha. Though it is inside everything, I am, understand this supreme knowledge. I am the one who is responsible for what? Prabhava pralayas tatha. Prabhava means origin. And pralaya means dissolution of this world. So I am the one, Shri Krishna is saying this, I am the one who is responsible for originating this world and also dissolving this world. Okay, so all the matter is evolving from me. And ultimately, what is happening? It is getting mixed up. It is again what? Getting merged into me. Just like we see how the ocean is. Ocean has lot of waves. When we see a wave coming towards it, what we say, this is, we give it a different identity. This is an ocean wave. But what happens after certain time? This wave goes back and it merges into the ocean. What is happening? It is getting merging. It doesn't remain distinct from what? From the ocean. That is the reason what that is what Shri Krishna is explaining, that the wave, we all are like the waves on this earth. We are originating from the para prakriti, and then again we are going to get dissolved into it. So everything is originating from him and ultimately just going to get dissolved into this. And like how I gave you the example of ocean, Shri Krishna gives his own beautiful example. Mattaf paratarandhanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा एव. What Shri Krishna is saying, hey Dhananjay, mattah anyat kinchit parataram na asti, means what? There is nothing beyond me. Matta anyat means apart from me. There is nothing apart from me. Everything that you see around you is what? Is me. Other than me, there is nothing. Now you will say, but Didi, everything around us we see, this entire thing that we see. Just imagine, now when the rains come and the sunlight is also there. What will happen? We see a rainbow. And the moment we see the rainbow, we say, wow, this is a beautiful rainbow. But are those real colors? If you go try to touch the rainbow at any point of time, they are not real. It is illusion. Just like that, this Prakriti around us, it appears very beautiful. But if you try to touch it, if you get involved in it, understand it is what? It is not real. Apart from Shri Krishna, Mattav Paratarananya, apart from me, nothing is real. We see a movie, right? If you go to the theater and see the movie, it is a dark place, and on that screen, that movie is going on, and what we get so engrossed in the movie, we start feeling, oh, this is real. And if some spectator sees the movie, gets very, very involved, oh wow, yes, I also want to get involved in the stories, goes and starts running towards it cinema screen and pushes, I want to be a part of the story. What will happen? He will end up where? Nowhere. In the screen, it is just a curtain. And we are surrounded by such a curtain with beautiful pictures on it. But understand, apart from Shri Krishna, there is nothing. This is just an illusion. Mai sarva vedam protam sutre manigana. Like if you just imagine a golden thread is there, and in that you put the pearls, suppose golden pearls. Now, once in itself, the pearls are very beautiful. Manigana. This Manigana means cluster of these pearls, or cluster of these gems. Now, if you get many pearls together and put them in a string and make a mala out of it, make a necklace out of it, then what will happen? The thread is invisible. That the golden thread on which I have put this pearls, it becomes invisible, but it is very much there. It is just holding and creating an illusion that a string of pearls, group of pearls is sitting together, but they are all being held by what? It is held by a small thread which is not visible to us. Paramatma Tattva is that thread which is holding all of us together, and we are not able to see its presence. Just like when we see a tree, we are not reminded of the seed that has given rise to that tree. The seed is very much there, but we only see the tree. We do not see the seed from which this tree has originated. Similarly, the Paramatma Tattva, once this world has been created, this illusion has been created around us, what is happening? We just see those illusions. We don't see the Paramatma Tattva sitting inside that. And that Paramatma Tattva, it is present everywhere. You will see in the 10th chapter, you will see a long list. Arjun asks, tell me where all you are present in this world, and Shri Krishna gives a long list of vibhutis. But before going to that list, Shri Krishna gives some 15 examples in this adhyaya itself, starting from the next shlok. Where all am I present? Just like I'm invisible string in a sutre manigana, you are just like the invisible thread in a necklace. I am present everywhere in this world. And which are those places? Some examples Shri Krishna gives. What are they? Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo pranavah sarva vedeshu shaptakhe paurushanrishu. So beautiful. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. Rasa, in the water, in the liquids. I am the subtle, I am the liquidity or sapidity of the liquids is me. Prabhasmi shashi suryayo. We say Chand Suraj Jaisa, we give the example of the moon and the sun. But who is the light? Who is the brilliance? Who is the illuminance of this moon and the sun? It is the Tej of Paramatma. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. Our Vedas are all dependent. There is a one secret letter in all our Vedas, that is Om. Om in itself is a very secret letter. In itself, it is a very powerful sound. And there is an entire Upanishad dedicated to this Om, that is the Mandukya Upanishad. And this Om in all the Vedas is what? Is me, is what Shri Krishna says. Shabdakhe Paurushan Rishu. Every element that we saw, that, Jal has its own subject. Like that, space has its own subject, and that subject of space is sound. Sound will travel, from one place to another through the space. So I am the sound in the space, and Paurushan Rishu amongst the human beings, in men, the capacity to achieve something is their Paurush. So I am their capacity to do anything in a human being is what Shri Paramatma Tattva. Puntyo gandhav prithivyaincha तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु tapaschaasmi tapasvishu. The sweet fragrance in the earth that you get, that is me. Tejaschasmi vibhavaso. I am the brilliance. Vibhavaso, in the fire. The fire, we all know it is bright. The brightness of the fire is me. Jivanam sarva bhuteshu. Between us and the bodies, what is the difference? It is this element of jiva, that is the element of life. That element of life is what? Is Sri Krishna Tattva, is the Paramatma Tattva. Tapascha smit pasvishu. Among those who are meditating, those who are doing performing austerity, I am their tapa. I am their tapa. Amongst all the tapasvi, I am their tapa. In the ones who are pursuing this austerity, I am their very tapa. Then bijam mam sarvabhutana vidhi partha sanatanam बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहं सर्वभूतानां बीजam. I am the seed. We all have originated out of something. The very root from where we all have originated, the very bij, is the Paramatma Tattva. Vidhi Partha Sanatana. And this Tattva is what? Is how it is eternal. It is Sanatan. And Buddhir Buddhimatamasmi. I am the intellect of the intelligent ones. I am the Tej. I am the splendor of the splendid ones. Tejasvanam. The ones who are illuminated, the ones who are brilliant, the ones who are splendid. I am their splendor. Tejasvanamaham. Shri Krishna doesn't stop here. He takes us to very important vibhutis. And understand this vibhutis of the 11th charan, 11th shloka very, very carefully. Balam balavatain chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. Now balam balavatain chaham. Shri Krishna says that I am the strength of the strong. Amongst the strong of the strong, I am their strength. Now one question arises immediately. So with the strength, good people achieve good things. There are a lot of brilliant things happening around us. The Indian army saving us from, but other people are also exerting their strength. So do you mean to say that their strength, the strength with which evil deeds are done, that also belongs to Shri Krishna? Shri Krishna knows that we are Kali Yugi people. We are going to get these doubts. Immediately he adds a disclaimer. Kamaraga vivarjitam. What he is saying? The ones which are devoid of what? Kama and raga. Devoid of excessive desire, excessive attachment. Then what happens when some action is done under the influence of excessive desires, excessive greed, excessive attachment? We tend to become greedy, and then it becomes an actions like what Duryodhan is doing. Any act, which is driven by greed is going to have an element of evilness in it. But Shri Krishna says the strength which is devoid of these two is the strength of me, strength from me, is the strength that I have given. The other strength is not mine. The one kamaraga vivarjitam, the strength of the strong which is devoid of desire, excessive desire, greed and attachment, that is my form. It is my swaroop. And what he says further, dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. What Shri Krishna is saying is another level of knowledge. Kamosmi bharatarshabha. First he says kama raga vivarjitam. That kind of strength is me. So if we see a slight slight detest for kama. Throughout our scriptures, we see that kama has not been given a very good perspective. What do we say in the third chapter? We have seen what Shri Krishna says. काम एष क्रोध एष रजोगुण समुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येन मिह वैरिणाम. Here in the third chapter, here says calm is your vairi, it is your enemy. And you will also see in another chapter, Jahi Shatrum Mahabaho Kama Rupam Durasudam. You kill this calm, destroy this calm. After the same Krishna who is saying these two shlokas in Bhagavad Gita itself, here he is saying Kamosmi Bharatarshava. Hey Bharat, calm is my form, desire is my form. What is this confusion? Again, Shri Krishna has given a beautiful understanding into calm. See, in the Vibhutis also, here Shri Krishna says, Calm kama asmi. I am calm, but what kind of calm? Dharma viruddho bhuteshu. Dharma aviruddho. Dharma aviruddho. Unopposed to the dharma. Every desire which is taking you towards dharma is my form. A desire to learn Bhagavad Gita. Because you all had desire to learn Bhagavad Gita, you all are a part of this platform and trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. How is this calm? How is this desire? Unless we have this kind of desire, no good deed, good action can come. So it is a desire which is in sync with dharma. Dharma aviruddho. Viruddha means opposite. And the one which means aviruddha means unopposed. An action or a desire which is unopposed to the dharma is my form. Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu. Amongst the human beings, the desire which is in sync with the dharma is a form of me. When the freedom fighters had this desire to free the nation, free our Bharat Ma from the clutches of the Britishers, from the clutches of the Mughals, that is a form of what? That desire becomes a form of the Paramatma Tattva. Shri Krishna has given his vibhuti to that kind of desire. A good desire, a desire which is in sync with the dharma is my form. And I'll tell you a little more detail. Kam is a son of Shri Krishna. This story comes in the Bhagavad, where Shivji has burned down Kama, and then his wife comes crying, no, see, he didn't do all this on his own. These gods made him come in front of you. But Shivji said he should have used his brain. Now I've already burnt him down. But Bhole Shankar is Bhole Shankar. He says, okay, fine, now don't worry. I will do something to bring him back to life. Now when Shri Krishna avatar will happen, your husband Kam will take the form of his first son, and Pradyumna, we know, is the first son of Shri Krishna. He is the incarnation of Kamadev. So he is the son. But how should the Kam be? Dharma viruddho, dharma aviruddho bhuteshu. That kind of desire, Shri Krishna says, is what is me. And Shri Krishna, after giving all these vibhutis, that this is me, this subtle thing is me. So when we are doing something strong, when we say that, we have learned Bhagavad Gita, say, assume somebody becomes a Gita Vrati and says, see, I'm so intelligent, I have become Gita Vrati, remind yourself. Buddhir buddhimatam. The intellect with which you are achieving something is what is a vibhuti of Shri Krishna. That is the Paramatma Tattva. When we start feeling good about something, that strength, when we become proud of our strength, remember, the strength with which we have achieved something good is what? Is the Paramatma Tattva. And Shri Krishna continues explaining that all these strengths in the Prakriti is originating out of me. But how is this Prakriti? This Prakriti has its own nature also. And what is that own nature? Shri Krishna explains in the next shlok. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasas chaye matta eveti tan vidhi natvahanteshu te mahi. Now when we say that everything is, is like for intellect is the Paramatma Tattva. The intellect within the intelligent ones is the Paramatma Tattva. Oh, having said all this, Sri Krishna says, understand that though I am saying the entire Prakriti is still made up of three things. What are these? The three gunas. What are the three gunas? The Rajogun, Rajas, Tamas, and Sattvagun. Everything is made from these three gunas, whether it is the intellect of a person, whether it is the ahankar of a person. Whatever we do, our actions also, they have these, the shade of all these three gunas in them. But these three gunas are going to impact everything around you. However, they do not impact whom? The Paramatma Tattva Matta Eveti Tan Vidhi. They all are originating from me. Because the Prakriti is originating from me, they all are originating from me. Natvahante Shrutemai. They do not bind me. How is it possible? For instance, we all know that there are poisonous snakes in this universe. There are snakes which are very, very poisonous, but the snake's poison does not affect them. It doesn't have any impact on the snake, isn't it? If it bites itself, it's not going to get poisoned to death, but it is going to impact others. The gunas are originating after the Prakriti. The Prakriti is also under the influence of the Paramatma Tattva. These gunas do not affect the Paramatma Tattva within us. It only affects what? The Prakriti element. They will not be a binding on the Paramatma. And Shri Krishna explains the same concept further. Tribhir gunamayair bhavair sarvamidan jagat मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्. Very beautifully, he has explained the same, that Tribhir Gunamayir Bhavir, this entire Prakriti around us is made up of three gunas. We know that Rajogun, Sattvagun, and Sattvagun, Rajogun, and the Tamogun. The Prakriti is Trigunatmika, means it is composed of the three gunas. Evis Sarvameda in Jagat. The entire, world is enveloped in this Prakriti, which is under the influence of these three gunas. And because these, these are all around us, what is happening? They are just, we just see the entire world around us are under the influence of these three gunas. Our mind is also under the influence of the three gunas. Our eyes, our indriya are also under the influence of these gunas. And what happens? We get influenced by it. But what happens? Mohitam na vijanati mamebhyah paramavyayam. We become so delusioned by this world around us. We na abhijanati. We do not remember what? The subtle power, the energy, the divine energy which has created this entire world. For instance, suppose we just go to a restaurant or have some enjoy the food. We just enjoy the food. We keep ye bhi lao, bring this, bring that. We enjoy, but not for a moment the thought of the chef comes in our mind. Or we are just enjoying the garden. If you visit a garden, beautiful. Now tulip season has gone, and we visit all the way to Kashmir and Himachal and all places. People will go, wow, what tulips! But but so rarely we will think about the gardener who has planted those tulips some time back. We visit a garden. How often do we see, oh, this is a beautiful road, has greenery all around, and we thank God in this summer we have these trees and nice wind is coming, cool breeze is coming. How many times we take a moment to appreciate who has planted those trees? Like that, we are so delusioned by the Prakriti around us. We are so delusioned by the beauty of the Prakriti around us. Rarely we go to think about the Paramatma Tattva, which is hidden behind everything in this Prakriti. So that is the irony of our human life. Understand that human life is the only life, only species in which we can be free from these bindings and come out of these delusions. But what happens? We are not able to do that. Because God has created this identity. He has hidden this identity by dropping a curtain called Maya. When we think about the creator of things around us, when we see in our puja room the small Krishna murti that is there, Shivji murtis that is there, we Shivling jo hai, they are the creators of this universe. When we are able to go beyond that curtain that they have created amongst them, around themselves, when we are able to see this, we have a real awakening in our life. So that these concepts will further shlokas that we will be seeing from the next today we have crossed the time limit. From the next shlok we will see Shri Krishna gives a more detail about the Prakriti, and how we can remove this curtain around us. We are delusioned by this Prakriti. How can we set aside the curtain? How can we move the blinds of this curtain and connect with the real Paramatma? How we can how we can connect with the creator of this entire Srishti and get the purpose of our life fulfilled. That we will see from the next shloka in the next session. With that, I offer this entire discussion at the lotus feet of Param Puja Gurudev. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Tat. Thank you so much for the patient listening, all of you.
Thank you, Shraddha Didi. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to respected Shraddha Didi for wonderful and thought-provoking session. Your presentation was very enlightening, and the insights and the knowledge that you had imparted was really wonderful. Now is the question answer session. Those who have any questions, kindly raise your hands and open your videos also so that we can take you. Please raise your hands for the question.
Sorry for the initial disturbance in the audio, but I hope the remaining part of it was clearly
It was, Didi, after a few minutes, it went perfectly fine. It was very nice.
Thank you.
Anita Didi, Anita ji has raised a hand first. Anita ji, yeah, please unmute yourself. Anita ji, unmute yourself.
Yes, please unmute, Didi.
So, this shlok number 11, the second part, Dharma Viruddha Bhuteshu Kamosmin Bharatarshaba. Can you explain this to me a little more?
Dharma viruddho bhuteshu means dharma aviruddho. Dharma aviruddha means unopposite. Viruddha word means what? Opposite. So what is the opposite of a dharma?
Dharma,
Adharma.
adharma.
Adharma. So any action which is adharma, any desire which takes you towards adharma is not my form. Any action which is taken towards dharma, aviruddha means it is not opposite to dharma. Okay.
So he's saying that I am dharma.
Yeah, I am the desire. No, he's not saying I am dharma. He's saying kam osmi. I am the desire. Kam asmi. Kam is my form. But which type of kam? The kam which is dharma aviruddho. Okay.
Which is dharma avir. Acha.
Kamaha asmi. Kamaha asmi Bharatarshaba. He's saying I am Kama. Kam is my form. But which type of Kam is my form? Not the adharmi Kam. The Kam which is Dharma
Dharma.
aviruddho.
Okay.
That Kam is me.
So basically, this two lines are saying, I am the valor in the brave. I am free from desires. I am the matlab, how would you summarize
I
this?
am not. No. I am. He's not saying I'm free from the desire. What he's
I'm the
saying.
desire in you.
No. Listen.
No.
The entire sentence is one context. What context is the strength amongst the strong? He says, I am the strength in the strong. But which type of strength? The strength which is backed by Kama Raga Vivarjitam. So the strength, like the strength which say, For example, the one which is being displayed by our armed forces, what it is, they are not there for conquest or anything. It is kama raga vivarjitam. That is just for the sake of their duty and in a good way to protect the citizens of the country. So such
Okay.
a strength which is
Okay. Okay.
devoid of this desire and
Hmm.
attachment is me. Okay, and
Okay.
I am desire, but what kind of desire? Is then automatically the first sentence gives an implication of what? That probably desire is a bad thing. Kama raga vivarjitam. Immediately say Shri Krishna says that desire, kama is not actually bad. Kama is also my form. But what type of calm? Dharma viruddha bhuteshu. So both are interlinked. I am bala, but which type of bala? Kama raga vivarjitam. I am kama, but which type of kama? Dharma viruddha bhuteshu. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Shobha Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Shobha Didi, unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Unmute Shobha.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Excellent explanation, because you go shloka by shloka, so we are able to really understand well. My question is regarding 12th shloka. These three, of course, have always been coming in many chapters, the Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. And all of us do possess, I think, some or all of these traits. But in this, when when Bhagwan is saying that he's present in all three, is it that he is present more in Sattvic, less in Tamasic?
Now this is very important question. One thing we should understand, there is nothing in this world which is completely sattvic, completely rajasi, or completely
I
tamasic.
understand
It is
that.
always a proportion. Now,
Yes.
sometimes one of them will be, and how they are constantly, these three are in a tussle. So
Yes.
even at the moment when we are listening to the Vivechan, initially, because everybody wants to know high sattva gun. The moment the audio goes a problematic, छोड़ो इसको, the rajogun will, within a fraction of second, these will be continuously moving. But how is that? What Shri Krishna is telling here is, Shri Krishna says, these gunas have originated out of me, but they do not bind me. I am not anyway bound by them. So I am not either in sattva gun, I am not majorly present in sattva gun, I'm not majorly present in Raju, and obviously not in Tamogun. I am free from all three of them. He is Gunatīta. Okay?
Yeah, because the first ye chaiva sattvika bhava,
Ye chaiva
rajasa. So I
sattva
thought
bhava,
God is
rajasa,
present in that.
Matta evedi tan vidhi, they have all originated out of me.
Originated.
Matta evedi. Matta means from me. From me they have originated. Natvahanteshu temai, but they do not bind me. Natvahanteshu temai. They do not, they do not affect me, basically.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you.
Uma Didi, Jai Shri Krishna Pranam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
See, I have always had this doubt. See, whenever when the spiritual lectures go on, they speak of the purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. See, here I know kama they mean is passion or the rajasic gun. It's passion to do something, to achieve something, or to contribute something to the society. This is what I have understood. But from the Gita perspective, what does Krishna say about kama?
Kama basically means your desire. When we say kama, artha, moksha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, here also kama basically is your desire. For instance, say I see a car and now I want to purchase it. So that desire which is making me do something is basically calm. In Gita also, that is calm. A desire which is making me do some action is a calm. Now, calm is very important. Unless there is a calm, there is a desire, we will not do any actions. And unless we don't do any action, there is no chitta shuddhi that is going to happen. If we think that we will only do bhakti and sustain, we are not going to lead anywhere. Only by our karma, we are going to get liberation from this world. So karma basically is any desire which is going to drive you to action. But which type of desire is a vibhuti of Shri Krishna? Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. So kam means the desire, but in Bhagavad Gita, when Shri Krishna says, Shri Krishna has mentioned or talked a lot about kama in Bhagavad Gita. I just mentioned a few shlokas from the 3rd chapter also. That kama esha, krodha esha, that mahashano mahapapma vidyena vairinam. So here he has also said that they have a big appetite and they can lead you to sins. So they are your enemies. But at the same time, what he says, a dharma aviruddho kama, which the desire which is taking you towards dharma, or the desire which is making you do an act of dharma, is my form, is the form of Shri Krishna.
So all karma should be bound by dharma.
Bound by dharma. That is why dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
Moksha. So dharma stands first in life, then artha. Obviously,
the
he means
artha that you, the artha that you, artha means wealth. The kama will come first. Okay, the kama and artha which are on of under the foundation of dharma. That is what these are the 4 pillars of our scriptures.
Purushartha.
Yes.
Purusha existence. Thank you very much, Didi.
Most welcome. Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna Poonam Didi, please unmute.
Jai Shri Krishna Didi. Didi, one thing I want to go in shloka number 4. Bhumi Vapu Nalu Vayu Khammanu Behavior. Vayu, Kham, these two are different things. Kham means Akash. Tat. Can you please explain a little bit more about the Akash? Kham.
Akash means space. Now, when we say, see, many people say kha refers to the sky. Kha refers to the space. But kha here, basically, what is sky? Sky is also space. We are living in a particular space. This is the kham. So basically, around us also there is Akash. Akash and space are basically the same thing. If you see like water, if you say liquidity, that you can touch and feel. You cannot say the sky is a different thing. The space around us, this is the sky. Okay, so the sky basically is everywhere. There is no place from where you can say that. So kham basically refers to space. Okay. Or anything. The bhumi, apa is water, anala is fire. That all you know, right? So kham basically is a space around us. And to go more into the detail of this, the entire Sankhya Darshan will come into place. How this has originated from the, from the main tattva, that is the ahankar. From the ahankar, all these other things are originating. But I think we don't need to go into that much detail in the session here. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna. Anita Modi Didi. I think she's already done. Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Didi, unmute yourself. Anita Di, unmute.
Please, please unmute.
ये जो आपने बोला ना ये श्लोक नंबर 12 ये चैव सात्विका भावा तो I am the bhav in all these 3 guns क्या? Does it mean that?
Yes, yes.
But I am the essence of
all these states are a form of me.
Me, okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Didi. Mamata Didi. Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam. I can't hear you at all. I think, are you wearing a headphone? Maybe you can try removing it.
You said that what is saying that dharma viruddho kameshu, like
dharma viruddho bhuteshu.
Though he is present where there is dharma viruddho kam. And in the 2nd chapter, where is God is saying, Krishna is saying, when Arjuna asked,
Then prajhati yada kam sarvan parth manogatan. Like there to God is saying no ki prajhati yada kaman sarvan parth manogatan. Like
See,
you
uh,
to
now this is very important. Ultimately, first we have to have a good desire. Then gradually our good actions will start. Gradually, once the good action starts, we have to become such that we become free from the desire. And then what? We surrender ourselves to God. See, very important thing. I will tell you this with the help of an example. Suppose now I am in Nagpur and I decide I want to go to, say, Arandi, which is the I decide I have to go there. I will hire a car from here and say I want to travel. Now, once that I have reached Arandi, what will I do? Will I say, oh, this car is so beautiful? I have suppose ordered, a very beautiful hi-fi taxi I have done. Very nice. It's so comfortable, so lavish. Now I have reached Arandi. Will I say that this car is so lavish? I want to just, stay in the car and not go for the Deva Darshan. I cannot do that. After that, I have to leave it, isn't it? It is the same thing with calm. The calm and this entire body is like that taxi which you are taking. It is going to take you to a destination. But after that, you have to drop it somewhere. Once you're closer to the destination, you have to give up on those desires. Once you're closer to the God, once your chitta shuddhi is done, we have to be able to give up all these means by which we have reached closer to the God. So once I have reached the destination, once I am closer to Arandi, what I will do? अभी कार का काम हो गया, bye bye, उसका balance खत्म, and I go to my God, take the darshan of my Avli. So it is like that. Okay. So there we have to say now it is the time once you have reached there prajahati yada kaman. So now you have to give up on all the desires. But to
once you
begin
have
with,
got your
yes, but to
once you have got
begin with,
your
we have to
destination,
have a
then
good desire. Does
okay,
that
thank
make
you,
sense?
Divya. I got it.
Jai Shri Krishna. Abhay Kumar Bhaiya, Jai Shri Krishna.
This is a more of a procedure type of question rather than the slokas. I had recommended one of my relatives to join the classes. He has joined. There was some death in his family, and for 10 days he did not attend the class, 10 to 12 days. I asked the feedback whether how is it going on. He showed that there was something and it was banned. Other than Garun Purana, nothing has to be read. I told Garun was, Krishna is incarnation of Narayan. So it is his boss. So why you should not worship him rather than you are saying for Garun Purana? I never stopped. So I told him to ask in Vivechan, but it is a question to me as well. So I thought I'll clarify.
No, so what you are saying that we should read only Garud Puran and not this. Is that what you are asking?
It was his question and I thought I will clarify because...
No, very simple. Now that Garud Puran should be read towards the end of the life is what he is telling you, right? But beach mein hai na, we have to live the life also, right? If I just say I want to reach the 7th floor of a particular building, I have to start from the ground floor, cover all those 7 floors, then I will reach there, isn't it? To be able, Garud Puran is not going to help you understand how to live the life. What is the majority time you are doing? Who knows what is happening after the death? We are very worried about what will happen after death, but we are not making appropriate preparations for the travel that we will have after the death. What are those preparations? The karma that we are going to do. See, when you read the 10th chapter, when you read the 8th chapter, so what Shri Krishna says that yam yam vapis maran bhava, when you are leaving this world, whatever is the thought in your mind, you will get the birth according to that thought. Now, if throughout the time I'm only thinking about death, I am only just focusing on death. But if I am thinking about Sri Krishna, at the time of death, if I have some creative thing in my mind, my life after death is automatically getting illuminated. This 8th chapter Vivechan, when our Param Puja Swamiji gives, what he says is it is your preparation for the final journey. Throughout the sea, Gita teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you the art of living this world, but not only the art of living in this world, it also teaches the art of leaving this world. How to gracefully leave this world. What thoughts we should have when we are leaving this world. For that, completely we should first try to understand Bhagavad Gita. वो बाकी के पुराण समझेंगे ही नहीं unless and until we understand how to read those Purans. To be able to read the Puran, we should develop that faith towards that God, isn't it? To develop the faith towards God, this Bhagavad Gita, and just developing faith is not enough. We have to also take care of our duties as a human being and then ensure that the faith is also in place. Now, if we have to balance so many things, we have to learn Bhagavad Gita. Samatva yoga uchyate. That samatva, if we have to have, then we have to learn yoga. And to understand yoga, we have to use the yoga shastra. And which is the yoga shastra? It is Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā.
Really, in case of any mishap in the house, somebody passes away, people read only Garud Purana and they don't.
No, it is not like that.
Not
I
like
mean, it is like that in some places, it is like that. But it is not necessary that you only read that. I am not underestimating. I will never do that because I don't even know that scripture well. But even Bhagavad Gita is read. When we at Gita Pariwar, if we have certain something like that, we read the entire Parayan of Bhagavad Gita also we do. And the best part is Bhagavad Gita way that that Ashuddhi is not there. Like in certain times we cannot say there are during that Sutak time we cannot say chant some mantras, we will not do worship. But Bhagavad Gita ko aisa koi bandhan nahi hai. It can be read at any time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jai Shri Krishna. Sai Satvik ji, Jai Shri Krishna, pranam. I can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
Unmute bhaiya, unmute Satvik bhaiya.
What is this? Jai Shri Krishna, auntie.
Shri Krishna, pranam.
18th slokam doubt unna, auntie. Meaning, auntie. 18th slokam meaning, auntie.
18th shlok we have not covered today, bhaiya. So 18th shlok we will cover in the next session. At that time you listen. Okay? We have completed only till the 13th shlok today. I wanted to do up to 14, but I
13th slokam, auntie. 13th slokam meaning, auntie.
Huh?
13th slokam, madam.
13th shloka meaning you want. What is the
madam?
The chapter? Okay. 13th shlok is Tribhir Gunamayir Bhavi Ebhi Sarvamidain Jagat. This entire world that we see around us is constituted of 3 gunas. Whatever nature that we see around us is made of what? These 3 gunas. The Rajogun, Tamogun and the Sattvagun. Mohitan Nabhijanati. Because we all are so delusioned by the existence of these 3 gunas, because we see beautiful things around us, and we are also under the influence of the 3 gunas, we are so illusioned by them that we do not know. Na abhijanati. We do not come to know what? Mamebhyah param avyayam. The avyay tat, the param avyay tat. Of whom? Of the Paramatma, of Shri Krishna. Mamebhyah param avyayam, the immutable. Avyaya means what? The immutable. The like the string in the pearl. That string is immutable. But because we are only seeing the pearls, we do not realize the hiding string behind it. Just like that, because we are under the influence of the 3 gunas, we do not see the avyay. Param avyay means the higher, the supreme. Avyay means the Paramatma Tattva in this world around us. We do not see the creator. We see the beautiful garden around us. We forget who is the creator. We forget about the gardener. That example I had explained that shlok. So that is what it means. Got it, bhaiya?
Thank you, and thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, ma'am.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Mukunda bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna, pranam to you.
Jai Shri Krishna. I unfortunately missed your thing. I usually prepare for the 1 hour later. That's your usual time, and I missed a little bit of this.
I'm
I have
sorry.
a question.
Actually, I'm traveling, so I had to prepone this session.
Yeah,
I'm really sorry
no
about
problem.
it.
Next time I'll definitely look at that.
No, next time it will be at 6 o'clock, hopefully, but I can't commit that also. But yeah.
No, though it tells me that I have to look at the timing every time. So, okay, no problem. And on the 11th one, let me go back to the 11th one. Balam balavatham chaham kamara. In that one, dharma viruddho. You have told a lot about it. I fully understand what you're saying, but I have a contrarian question. So if Krishna only associates or tells that he is part of the dharma portion of it, but the Krishna Tattva is beyond the duality of dharma. So who is responsible for the adharma portion, and why there is lack of accountability for the adharma by the Krishna Tattva itself?
Because there are many people responsible for the adharma. The main culprit is our ahankar. Ahankar is considered as the commander of all the asuri gunas. Once the ahankar comes, then excessive calm comes, and then under the influence of the three gunas, that tamo gun will also rise. So if we are able to control our ego, our ahankar, then all the other gunas will be under the control. So the moment we are able to, what happens? Hari, isne mujhe aisa bola. My my achievements, my credit, my wealth, because of that thing, other things also start increasing. What starts increasing? Our karma. And then when our desires are not fulfilled, then krodha comes. When anger comes, then all other things will come. Then with krodha, little ahimsa will come, because I am angry. Ahimsa, not only physical ahimsa, with mouth also we will do ahimsa in anger, isn't it? We'll start saying unnecessary things we should not say to other people. So gradually, with ahankar, all others, like small army, they will start following. So if we can control the ahankar, all other things will get controlled. And that's it. So it is not just one. It is our intellect, our ego. How we can control our ahankar? By completely surrendering to God. Okay, whatever I have got is an achievement. I offer it at the lotus feet of our ahankar will automatically be less. So that is how we can control it also.
But the ahankar is part of the architecture
of this entire nature. Part of
Yeah.
this entire nature. It is very much a part of our and my, your, everybody's nature. Okay. But when that goes beyond us, it is very much required also. For the very survival, it is required. But
So the ahankar, Krishna is also in the ahankar of us. Is that true?
Krishna is in everything. But
Okay.
at the same time, he is not the ahankar which takes you towards adharma. That is very important. That is because I have left all control of my mind. Then there Shri Krishna, there I have forgotten that there is a punch of Shri Krishna in me. When we talk about the terrorists and all, what is happening? They have forgotten that they have some divinity in them. They have a part of some God in them. They are supposed to people, and amongst people around them, they do not have the drishti of samata. They have forgotten all that. Then in that case, there is a complete curtain around our own identity. In that case, what happens? The adharma is going to happen, because our intellect is clouded by that. That is the problem.
So if I have to understand then that ahankar is an element put in this by the sort of ignorance surrounding that around
Basically,
the
somehow you want to put all the blame on Shri Krishna. That's not how it goes.
No.
Because
given the ahankar, and if you don't use the ahankar in the right way, then you don't have a return path to Krishna. Is that a way to understand?
It is a part of a perception. It is not the whole picture. Okay. It is just a part of it. Okay, a part of it I will say is correct also. But again, if we think of it from all perspectives, there are going to be a lot of pros and cons around it. But basically, all these vikriti, whenever we see a asuri gun within us, we have a list of daivasura sampad vibhagayo. When you have a list of daivi gunas, we have a list of the characteristics of bhakta. We have the characteristics of knowledgeable person, jnani, in the 13th chapter. When we focus on all these things, automatically our mind will be programmed to see only the good characteristics. Once it is programmed that way, then automatically the mind will go in that. What is driving your intellect, that we have to see. If we let our ego drive our intellect, then it is going to Mai asakta manav partha. Where is our mind asakta? Where is the attachment of our mind? If it is on the worldly pleasures, then forget about, then we cannot blame Shri Krishna. If our mind is asakta on Shri Krishna, then automatically everything will fall in place. So where your asakti, that is another rule. When you said no, that only ahankar is not the reason. Where is your mind attached? So there are many other perspectives that come into. वो खराब करने के बहुत perspectives है, अच्छा करने का एक ही perspective है, that your mind should be fixed on
God, on Bhagavan. So I have a related question with this asakta that you mentioned. So the one Bhaiya has also brought up that question about Garuda Purana versus Krishna Bhagavad-Gītā. So at the time of forthgoing, I think in a 12th chapter or 15th chapter, there is a sloka that tells what you take with you, the senses and things. I forgot the name. I forget the sloka.
Yes, 15th chapter.
15th chapter, yeah. So in that, so it is at the time of forthgoing means throughout my life what I concentrated, or just at the time of going, I think about Krishna, then I get, there is a, is it a summary of my life, or is it just at the time of leaving? So that part is very confusing, not just in Bhagavad Gita, in many other Upanishads, everything it is like that.
I'll tell you what, this is not very confusing. It is like, suppose I sit for taking a picture and they say, no, that smile. Now at this particular smile, if I'm smiling all the time, I don't have to pretend to be smiling. A picture will always be good. But if always I'm sitting with a grin, then I have to explicitly be told that you have to smile for the picture, and then only that picture is going to be pleasant. Ab wahi type pe cheek aa gayi and the picture gets spoiled, that is a different matter altogether. But if we are always, thinking about Shri Krishna, no matter which is our end moment, we are automatically heading for the direction. And the entire effort that you have taken in the life does not go for a waste. Only your next birth, yam vapis maran bhava tejatente kalevaram tantamevati kaunteya. So the next birth is dependent on that. But in that birth also, what good things I get, that depends on what? On the good deeds that I have done. It does not go waste. It is going to be there. It is going to very much stay. Your sanskar are going to stay with you. Your good deeds are going to stay
with you. So it's not the
bad deeds are also going to stay with you.
So जाने का क्षण में सोचना नहीं सोचना,
क्षण का छोड़ो, वो क्षण कब आएगा पता ही नहीं है. इसीलिए हर क्षण को परमात्मा में बनाओ, कृष्ण में बनाओ. That is what Shri Krishna says. Start your day with a prayer, end your day with a prayer. Then what happens? Everything that you are doing in between becomes Shri Krishna Arpanamastu by default. Okay.
धन्यवाद.
Jai Shri Krishna. Radha Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Earlier, I used to think that God is in everything. Then why so much importance to this Vibhuti Yoga? I never used to give attention. And last time in the 11th chapter, I have listened to your entire Vivechana. I realized that it increases your bhakti and Shraddha towards God. Yes. So now I am after Bhagavan's Vibhutis. You said from 8th to 11th, it is 15 Vibhutis are there.
I think, I'm not very sure, but you can count. From the 7th shlok, Didi, not from the 8th, 7th shlok. 7th, which shlok number? I forgot. 7th till the 12th shlok. 11th shlok.
Okay, then I missed something here. In this 10th shloka, Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam, how many Vibhutis are there?
There, Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam, Bija is also my Vibhuti, Buddhir Buddhimatam Asmi, Buddhi is my Vibhuti, Tej is my Vibhuti. 3 Vibhutis there itself.
Bijam, how it is Vibhuti, Didi?
Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam. So amongst all the Vibhut, amongst all the people, the very origin is me. That is itself Vibhuti, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Didi. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Sham Prasad Bhaiya, Jai Shri Krishna, pranam to you. I think he's not there. Okay, he's there. Jai Shri Krishna, Bhaiya.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. Pranam, Bhaiya. Jai Shri Krishna. Please unmute.
Unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Jai Shri Krishna.
Okay, so Didi, my question, maybe I want to make it a little short. God is saying, I am this in the things, okay? He's saying, I'm the Valkyrie in the Yodhas and all those things. Our question is little more about, hey, God is saying all the right things in everything, right? Like he says, I'm the Gayatri in all the mantras, those things, right? So out of that, if he's the one, all the right things in everything, why does he put us to the rest of the things? I mean, he has everything. He's a supreme power, right? He can just take out the things, the not so needed things, and give everything only right things, right? Why does he put us to all the...
He has not done that. It is like, I give a driver my car to drive. Now, how he is driving it is that driver's problem. It means, though it is, now for that I cannot say, उसने जाके car ठोक दी. So it is his driving skill. I cannot blame my car. I cannot blame the, now for instance, we, have a lot of employees around us. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. We have given them the resources. Suppose I give charity and I have given a lot of money to somebody. Now somebody is utilizing our neighboring country. They got loan. They could have utilized it for development. But depending on the intellect that they have, they utilized it for the purpose. We all know what they utilize it for. India also got a lot of resources. We utilize it to go on the moon. Right?
No,
so it depends. It is depending on, so he has enough power he has given to all. Now, depending on the structure that you are in and how we have developed, we are going to utilize it. It is not God's problem. It is our problem. It is our stuff. And how the best part that he has given is, he has given us the power to rectify ourselves. Now, still instead of rectifying, if we say it is his problem, why he gave me this, into bad intellect, but he has also given you the intellect to rectify yourself. Utilize that intellect and move in the right direction. We should not lament about the negatives in the world. What we have to do, everywhere God is there. Even Shri Krishna says in the 10th chapter, in the 11th chapter, in this Yuddha Bhumi, I am the Kal. Now there he is the Kal, he is going to destroy you. He is there for destruction. This is all for our test. If everything was rosy, then there was nothing left to do. Now this entire creation, why it is happening, it is like a Leela. Leela of Bhagwan. Creating this world is the Leela of Bhagwan. Now, just like you keep a small child in a room, he is going to do something. He is not going to sit at one place. He is going to play. He is going to do something. Now, in that play, this Leela is like that. Shri Krishna, it is his nature. Paramatma का nature है world को create करना, उसको एक मिनट पूरी बात सुन लीजिए, उसको create करना, उसको dissolve कर देना, ये परमात्मा का nature है. And in that nature, he has given you both type of capacities. आप अपने आप को straight path पे रखें या गलत path पे रखें. If a person chooses to take the wrong path and say भगवान ने मुझे वो बुद्धि दी, then it is wrong. It is the path that you have chosen. आपको मन दिया था, आपने वो choose किया. So that is the...
I think, thanks, Didi. My question is more about, why does he need the Leela? I mean, he is everything, right? Why does he need Leela? Why does he create people?
Why do I need to breathe? No,
right. We don't have to. If God is there, if he's creating, if he's having the Leela, why does he need a Leela? Why does he need this many people? Why does he need his entire
he was also feeling very lonely. he was also feeling lonely, so he created a play around himself. Like we sit in one room and we will not die. It's like, why do I need to breathe? I can just be quiet, then be like a dead, be like, not doing anything. He's God, he's capable of doing immense number of things. See, this is not a topic for discussion in this Vivechan question answer session. So further discussion I will not do on this, but understand that this is beyond the capacity of what we, because if we just decide, oh, मुझे blame डालना ही है भगवान पे किसी तरह, then बैठो, Shri Krishna has also created this Leela, you keep coming, going. But if we want to understand him, his might, and decide that no, I have to reach where I am, then what will happen? Then you will reach there. Now it is our choice. What we choose, it is going to be our choice. We have the right resources. We have a sattvic buddhi, we have a everything. We have a rajoguni buddhi also, which is always confused. When you go to 18th chapter, there are 3 types of buddhi also, Shri Krishna says. 3 types of sukha, 3 types of buddhi, 3 types of everything you will see. 3 types of dhriti. So it depends on us where I want to drive my intellect, whether I want to drive it in the rajoguni direction where it is always under confusion. Pravrittincha and everythincha, what to do, what not to do, why to do, what to do. If we keep questioning, then what happens? We are engaged in that rajoguni buddhi. We are not able to drive ourselves to sattva guna. So we should always, move our questions in that direction where we get our proper answers and answers from Bhagavad Gita. Okay, but your question was really very interesting. I'm sure many people come across this thing in their mind, and a very light note you have asked it. So, pranam to you. जी, जय श्री कृष्ण. विष्णु भैया, जय श्री कृष्ण. आपका तो नाम ही विष्णु. प्रणाम to you.
हाँ, दीदी, मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ, श्लोक क्रमांक 9, पुण्यो गंध पृथ्व्यांच, ये पृथ्वी का पुण्य गंध क्या है? ये जो पहले बरसात आती है वो गंध है या भगवान कुछ और कहना चाहते हैं?
भगवान वही कहना चाहते हैं, जो मिट्टी की सौंधी सौंधी खुशबू है, दैट बेसिकली. ओके.
हाँ, जब बरसात आती है तो खुशबू आती है पहले स्टार्टिंग में.
बरसात आती है तो actually see, we people living in the cities, we know only that good smell, but जो village में रहते हैं, so even without that they find the mud very, pious. So it is like that. But yeah, you can say the sweet fragrance of the earth basically is me. Okay. See, when it becomes wet, it gives rise to what? It gives rise to the life. And that is why that, fragrance is very precious. Why? Because it is the one which indicates life, which वो जीवन के सृजन का द्योतक है, इसीलिए उसको महत्व दिया गया है. Just to go into a little this thing, that sweet smell of the mud is the indicator of life. It is the indicator of new life. जीवन के सृजन का मतलब नया लाइफ आने का द्योतक है. So that is why
इसलिए उसको पुण्य गंध बोला है, पुण्यो गंध.
Yes.
Only for that purpose.
Yes.
Thank you, Didi. Okay.
Jai Shri Krishna. Ruchi Didi, Jai Shri Krishna, pranam to you. I think that will be the last question.
Jai Shri Krishna, pranam.
Pranam Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna. No, actually, thank you for such an enlightening session. I think my question is partly answered already, because my question was, why has God created Maya? And I think while you were answering, because जो आपने बताया कि पूरी जो कृष्ण जी की लीला है वो क्यों है, why has he created this Maya? Because he can be the destroyer of all evil, being the superpower. So what is the purpose of creating all this Maya, which is nothing but a delusion? So essentially that was my question, which I think is partly answered.
Yeah, but that was part only I know as an answer, because Bhagavad Gita में आया है, and I think that is sufficient for us to pursue Bhagavad Gita. That is sufficient for us to reach the greater cause that we are made for, isn't it?
Yeah, that was very rightly and nicely put by you, that with the right example, that we have all the resources and now it is up to our intellect to do what with them. We can go for the good or we can go towards the other end. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna. Radhika Devi. You need to unmute.
Thank you, Shraddha, for the wonderful thought-provoking session. And it's our challenge to practice and apply all the knowledge that you have imparted today to us. I would like to thank each and every sadhak who has participated in today's session. And we'll be meeting again in next week's enlightening session. I also thank the hardworking and vigilant technical team for their continuous efforts in making this session a great success. And now it's the time to offer the prayers once again in the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. For that, I would like to invite Savita Sinha ji from Gomia, Jharkhand. She's a homemaker. She loves cooking, reading, studying. She's educated at BSc, B.Ed. She's serving as co-trainer, technical assistant, and she joined Geeta Pariwar in January 2024. Welcome, Savita Didi.
जय श्री कृष्ण सभी को प्रणाम। जय श्री कृष्ण। योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। श्री कृष्ण वंदे जगद्गुरु। जय श्री कृष्ण सभी को। जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
Thank you, Didi, for this beautiful prayer. And now is the time that we should be chanting and listening to Hanuman Chalisa.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबेको आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबेको रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिंहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर सहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही समभाई सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावै अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावै सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होतन आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हाकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवै महावीर जब नाम सुनावै नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन फल पावै चारों जुग प्रताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नो निधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावै जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावै अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटई मिटई सब पीरा जो सुमिरै हनुमत बल बीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा कर प्रभु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़ हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान।
जय श्री कृष्ण।